And as we said, therefore, heedlessness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, obliviousness, neglectfulness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows the shaitan to come to me, allows the shaitan to be my qareen, my partner, attached to me always. Therefore, dhikrul Rahman or dhikrullah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a shield in this jihadul akbar, in this major struggle in the path of Allah. In this al-jihad al-akbar, I have my shield. In this jihad, I am fortified now. In this jihad, I have my weapons. And not only the first enemy, the second enemy we spoke about, the shaitan. In fact, the heedlessness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, letting go of dhikrullah, also exposes me to the other enemy. Also makes me neglectful of my other enemy, which was my nafs. Me letting go of this dhikrullah exposes me to this as well. We have the ayah in Surah Al-Hashr, ayah number 19, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Do not be like those who forgot Allah, who left dhikrullah, who withdrew themselves from dhikrul Rahman. Don't be like them. Why? Because don't be like those who forgot Allah, and so He made them forget their nafs, themselves. فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. This nafs became exposed, they became exposed to this enemy. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. And indeed those are the transgressors against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So letting go of this dhikrullah exposes me to shaitan and his attacks. Letting go of this dhikrullah exposes me to the attack of my nafs as well, makes me forget about my nafs. So this dhikrullah, this remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a protection for me from both of my enemies. But the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who really remember Allah and remember Him because they love Him, keep Him in mind because they love Him. How do they love Him? I see many young faces in front of me. I don't know how many of them are recently married or are in the engaged period, in the honeymoon period of their marriage perhaps. Separate yourselves from your spouses. Separate yourself from your fiancé. In this early stage of marriage, how do we feel? Always thinking about them. Always, if we're in another city or something, always on the phone, always on the internet, emailing them. Our thoughts are attached to them always. The people who love Allah, who remember Him in this way all the time. All the time Allah, all the time Allah. And that's why we have in the poets of the Farsi language, Persian, or in the Arabic language, when we discuss Qais wa Layla, Layla and Majnoon. These poets are trying to articulate the relationship between Qais, Majnoon, who is crazy in love, with Layla. Layla signifies Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how they see each other, like two lovers separated. This is how we always need to think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How a person thinks about his beloved in her absence, or she thinks about him in his absence. This is the way we should always be remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, for those who are married, we'll know in that early stage of marriage, everything I look at reminds me of my wife. Oh, look, I see something in the market. Oh, my wife used to like this. Or I walk past another shelf. Oh, my wife didn't used to like this. Always the thought is about these people who love Allah. Wherever they see Allah always. When they look, they don't see like us, superficial vision. They see realities. If he walks past a mountain, he doesn't say, oh, Jabal. No. He sees, look, Al-Kabir is manifested. Look, Al-Azim is manifested here. Look, Al-Qawi is manifested in the mountain. When he sees a flower, he doesn't see, oh, flower. He sees Al-Jamil manifested here. When he sees a scholar standing in front of him, he sees, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is manifesting Al-Alim here. Al-Hadi is here. Wherever they see the attributes of Allah everywhere. When I walk past a clothes shop, an Islamic hijab shop, oh, my wife has a scarf like that. Oh, my wife has a chadar like that. Similarly, these people who are in love with Allah, always thinking about Allah, whatever they see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they ponder about Him always, thinking about Him always. Only thinking about Him brings peace to their hearts. Only thinking about Him satisfies their hearts. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes this in Surah Al-Ra'd, whereby He says in ayah number 28, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا تَطْمَئِنُّ قُلُوبُهُمْ بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Those who believe, their hearts are tranquil. Why? Due to the dhikr and the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah. بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. Indeed, and that's only by the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the hearts satisfied, are the hearts really made tranquil. So these people who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as it says in the ayah, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, the real believers in Allah, their hearts are only satisfied and laid to rest, peaceful, with the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. The people who loved Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala most and therefore remembered Him most were none other than our prime examples, our role models, the exemplary Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And therefore we can also see from their words how their hearts were tranquil in the remembrance of Allah, how their hearts were mesmerized in the love of Allah, how their hearts were bedazzled by the beauty and the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Imam Sajjad alayhi salam expresses in his Munajat al-Dhakirin, Ilahi, he said, Oh Allah, Ilahi bikahamati al-qulub al-waliha. Oh Allah, by you, these infatuated hearts have fallen in love. Imam is expressing, our Ma'soom Imam, Ilahi bika, by you, هامت القلوب الوالها وعلى معرفتك جمعت العقول المتباينة. And those dispersed intellects, what with your ma'rifah, and knowing you, they have all assembled and come together. Your ma'rifah. Imam is saying, this lover of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and finally, the inevitable line comes from the words of Imam alayhi salam, فَلَا تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ إِلَّا بِذِكْرِكَ. إِلَّا بِذِكْرَكَ. Only with your memory, only with your remembrance will the hearts find tranquility, will the hearts find peace. So we see, why was it that the Ma'sumin were Ma'sumin? Why is it that the infallibles were infallibles? Why is it that our sinless Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam were sinless? They kept this protection with them always. Enemies could not attack them. Their dhikrullah drove away the shaitan whenever he tried to approach them. And their remembrance of Allah made their nafs rise from al-nafs al-ammara bis-su' all the way to nafs al-kamila, which were perfect, striving towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As they kept these weapons with them, the enemies were not able to attack them. And so, because they kept these weapons with them always, because they were never neglectful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the enemies were never able to attack them, never able to even make them approach sin in the slightest being. In fact, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam asks, how can he be neglectful of Allah? How can he forget Allah? Impossible. Not possible for him to ever be unmindful of Allah. As he says in Munajat al-Rajin, Ilahi, he's speaking to Allah again. كيف أنساك? How should I forget you? Not possible. كيف أنساك ولم تزل ذاكري? How shall I forget you? And you have never ceased in my remembrance. You're always remembering me. How is it that I can forget you? And how shall I be oblivious of you? How shall I be heedless of you when you are always vigilantly looking over me? إلهي كيف أنساك ولم تزل ذاكري وكيف ألهو عنك وأنت مراقبي. How can I be unmindful of you? Sometimes we forget this. You know, when we're walking into a shopping center, if anyone wants to steal, they'll never steal, because they see these CCTV cameras everywhere. This CCTV camera can do nothing to us. Can't distance us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can't attack us, can't punish us, can't reward us.